Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome to the Curated Cruise. I'm your host, Captain Cruz, and I am just coming back from church. I hope I look good. I know I look good. Okay. So this is our very first episode on our burial session. Now, I don't necessarily like calling myself a preacher because I'm not preaching to you. The burial session is just our safe space where using experiences and using like important real life stories, I just hope that I can encourage you as a youth, as an individual, old, young, it doesn't matter, that you are, you're not alone. Whatever you're going through, you are surrounded by God, like God is going through it with you. And I can only speak from experience, so most of the topics so far would be topics that I I won't say I have expert experience on, but like I can say I've been there and this is how I came out things and show you that look, no matter what it is you're going through, God is right there with you and like just hold him tight and you'll be good. Like that's the whole point of the burial session, honestly. So, yeah, you can see this Captain Cruz not just as an events curator, a creative director. Now, this Captain Cruz is your wayfinder. This Captain Cruz is your friend, is your sister, is someone who wants to encourage you, someone who wants to hear what you're going through, not because I want to judge you, but because I want to help you too. Like it's nice when you have someone who genuinely cares about you. I know how I feel. Like I know that having people who support me, who encourage me, who speak life to me has impacted my life a lot. So I just want to be that person to someone. And I don't know who this someone is. So until I know this someone, I'm just gonna keep putting out messages and hope that in the future this will be the start of a family, a community that wants to be better, serve God better, and just have that safe place that if all else fails, thank God, you got someone, you got a friend in me, literally. But I don't support bad behavior. I would check you. I won't be nice like a therapist. I won't be nice like your doctor. I'm gonna tell you how it is, but I would still encourage you because I don't judge. I don't judge. I do not judge. Just because I'm here preaching. I use the word preaching. Because I'm here talking and encouraging doesn't mean I'm better than you. I'm far from perfect. Like I'm a long way from perfect. And honestly, if you know me, you know that I don't even care. Like I don't strive for perfection. I strive for authenticity. I strive for passion. I strive for realness. And that's what I've learned because of God. Like, I strive for those things because that's what God showed me. God showed me that you don't need to be perfect. He doesn't need us to be perfect. He just needs us to be real. And once you can be that to God, you would be that to yourself and also encourage other people to be that to themselves and to you too. When I was preparing these notes, I actually felt like it was going to be a sermon. But anyway, so our first burial session. It's not going to be long because nobody likes long talk. So for today, I just want to talk about being a lukewarm Christian. Now, we all know what a lukewarm Christian is. A lukewarm Christian is simply someone who knows the word but doesn't show it. You are not relaxed. Like you have this, I don't care, it's God. Blah, blah, blah. And if we're being honest, at some point in our life, we've all been like that because it's just life. I mean, you might not have acted on it, or you might not have been 100% lukewarm, but you've gotten to a point where you're all like, don't bring that God stuff there, holy holy. I just want to share my experience with you as a lukewarm Christian. Okay, so originally my mother is Christian, and not just Christian, she's from a reverend house, and my dad is a Muslim. So right from when I was born, there was already controversy, and I grew up with the Christian side. So my grandmother, who is a reverend, really like made sure that I knew God, and I didn't have a problem with it. Wow, God is amazing. I went to Sunday school, joined groups, yadi yadi, yadi yadi. It was all great. Until a few years back, I can't remember like the exact year, but the church environments, I don't, okay, not the environment, but let me just use church because I don't want to go into details to complicate things. The church hurt me. It didn't hurt me by doing something directly to me, but the environment, the vibe, the eyes, the comments, the attitude, the everything, it hurt me because the church was acting like I was too shameful or I was too much of a sinner for them to accept me. And I'm a reverence child, right? So you know that being in a reverence house, the pressure is 10 times worse for you. It's like everybody, including you guys, think that because you're a reverence child, automatically you are perfect. And you forget that now woman born me. Like we're all struggling. I don't know the blueprint. God did not say because I'm in a pastor's house, there's going to be special something for me. No. It's the same tree. It's just that I am out there and you're not, which means that every action I take is either criticized, judged, commented on. Like there's no breathing space. And that's how it was growing up for me because like I'm someone who is very curious and I'm quiet, but I'm also outspoken in the sense that I I'm very I don't not confident, but like you can't bully me, you can't pressure me. Like that's me. If I want something, if I want to know something, I would ask you. If I do not agree with you, I would voice it out. And the reason I have that confidence, the reason why I am good, rounded, and all of that is because, again, from my family, because my family balanced Christian living with the Word of God. So how I knew God, and I also knew how to, be myself without being a people pleaser, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the church hurts me, not directly, but from the preachings, the side eye, everything. And I won't say I was really young, but like I was really young. I'm 23, so like I was young. I drifted away from the church because I felt ashamed. Let me use the word. I felt ashamed. Ashamed that they are condemning me. And it's ironical because the church is supposed to accept everyone and then show them the right way without judging them. But in this situation, it felt like it was the church that was calling me by my sin, reminding me how I'm shameful, I'm in disgrace, yadi 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 yadi. And if you have parents or family over the age of 45, you know that public opinion is heavy on their top list. The whole what will people say, don't do this, people will call you this, people are saying this about you. And okay, if they're saying all these things about me, can I just wanted someone to look at me and say, okay, even if they're saying this thing, this is how you go, this is how but everybody focused on the shame, and in turn they put that identity on me. Like I was ashamed of myself. And because I was ashamed of myself, I was ashamed about God. Because how can I preach about a God that I felt I ashamed in his presence? Like I felt like I couldn't even go to him. So I did not have a relationship with God for a few years. And yes, I did switch to Islam at some point, but it was the same thing because I couldn't build a relationship with God, not because the religion was bad, but because of that shame. Because I had taken on the identity, I had agreed with them that the shame is all I am, and because of that, I'm not good enough to be better. Like, I cannot be anything more than that shame. And this thing is, people would always remember your shame. I don't know why. Like, let's encourage good behavior. However, so that was my struggle for years and years and years and years and years, until last year. No, yes, toward no, from COVID actually. I was going through a lot, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in the sense that I saw myself losing my values. And if you start losing your values, you know that something is wrong. Not one that talks a lot or stress. I was just acting out of character. And I knew something was wrong. But I did not know how to correct it because the people who were supposed to show me how to correct it were making me feel even more condemned and ashamed. Anyways, I just, I just freestyled it. I actually put it on my vision board that, oh, all my vision boards up until, well, yes, even this year, they always have a part where I say, oh, I want to have a better relationship with God. And honestly, it happened from last year to this year. It's been like a serious building relationship. And when after COVID, yeah, that I started building my relationship with God, another fear or shame I had was that now, say church has already called me bad egg, and I'm already living as a bad egg. The people of the world also see me as a bad egg. If I start doing church, they will now start saying, Captain Cruz, now you they do holy holy. Since when do you know God? So I was always scared to identify with God. On one hand, I didn't want to identify with God because the church or the religious people who say my life does not reflect Christ. They will tell me how I'm a sinner, I need to change, blah blah blah. And then on the other side, I have the world telling me that, bruh, you they see, say you they see, you want go God, you want they do holy holy for who, say no be true. Like, nobody believed me that I could be better than my sin in both worlds. Nobody except God. And I didn't find God. God found me, you know. I went looking for him, but I didn't find him. He came to me. And I realized he has always been there. Like, always. At some point I was playing both sides, and I feel like playing both sides is low key worse than being lukewarm. But I had my reasons, because at that point I didn't know, I didn't feel safe enough to be on either side. Do you get? So I always said this joke, but I meant it, yeah, but I say it as cruel, that when husband comes, I will pick his side so that we're all in sync. And here we are. I picked Christianity, but I'm still single, like very much single. Christianity because I felt like compelled or forced or whatever. I picked Christianity because when I looked at it, it looked like all else failed. And honestly, the thing about a place that hurts you is that if you don't heal from that pain, you would that is damaging. Like, I don't know the word to use, but you need to heal, like you need to face it head on. And because God found me, I made the decision that, see, I would follow you. You found me in my darkest, in my most hurt, in my pain. So the world has failed me, the church has failed me. God, are you going to fail me? And no, he has not failed me. That's not saying I haven't had shitty experiences. I've This year alone, I've seen shiggy, like a lot of shiggy. But I'm still happy. I'm still smiling because God has not failed me. And as I started developing a relationship with Him outside people's opinion, outside people's definition of how my relationship with Him should be, or if I claim I have a relationship with Him, it should look this way. If not, I'm still a sinner. Or even the world saying, Captain Cruz, so now you they preach about God, judging me. And I'm like, God did the most for us. Like, He came and He died. So you think I'm not gonna do the most for Him? Like, we really should be doing the most for God. And yeah, I don't want to say it's not been easy, because everything is easy when it comes to God. However, it's not been a smooth path. There's still doubts, there's still uncertainties, there are dark days, there's all of that. But I believe God, I trust Him. Like, because of my relationship with God, I've gotten to know Him as not as what my family or friends or church or media, not as what anybody says He is, but as who He has showed me, who He has told me He is. And truly, God speaks to us. He really does. He speaks to each and every one of us. It's just up to us to listen, like really listen to Him and believe Him. Because you see, for me, the thing about shame is shame makes you feel like you can never get better. Shame makes you feel like that is all you can ever be. You can never be more than it. But as you build your relationship with God, God will show you and He will reassure you that He truly is a merciful and forgiving God. And in that mercy and forgiveness is acceptance. Like, God accepts us with our flaws. Like, He does not look at your flaws. That's the devil. The devil is the one that would accuse you, call you by your sin, make you down before He says, let me help you. But that's not God. God says, just come. Just tell me everything. Don't hold back. Say it to me and we'll figure it out. Just know I got you. Be real with me. Sorry, that was so catchy. So yes. Now, I'm sharing this because I know the struggle. I know that for a lot of people, being lukewarm, you didn't just wake up and say you want to be lukewarm. You didn't just wake up and say, I don't need God, or you don't want to take God seriously. Because now, I'm going to speak as a Nigerian. The average Nigerian knows and will tell you, whether they go to church, mosque, it doesn't matter. The average Nigerian, we knows God. Like, we have that strong knowledge that God did. We know that God is there. That's the average Nigerian. Much less Christians, this, all of that. And if you're being lukewarm, I know that's like so many people just focus on, oh, if you're lukewarm, you're going to go to hell, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it's kind of scary because they're just further pushing you away from what they should be bringing you into. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm speaking this word for today. I just want you to know that whatever made you lukewarm does not define you. Whoever or whatever situation or whatever it is that put you in a position where you started to doubt God to the point that you ran away from Him, like you just turned your face away from Him. Just know that God did not turn His face away from you. He's there. He's still there, and He still comes through for you. And He wants to hear from you. Like, I'm not saying stop going to church or just sit down in your room and just be reading your Bible and say, God is speaking to me. I don't need anybody else. I don't need to hear anybody and be stubborn. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do not let anybody define God for you. The church is there to teach you Christian doctrines. The church is there to guide you on how to live in Christ, how to be better in Christ. The church is there to encourage you, to support you. It's a gathering of believers. Same way people go to watch football matches, it's a gathering of supporters, gathering of believers, because we are all gathered there in one name, God, one belief. However, the church is not there for you to the church's job, is not for them to tell you how you should serve God or who God is. They can read all the Bible scriptures, say this, say that, but ultimately you have to have a personal relationship with God. Like, you have to be deeply rooted in God, that whatever anybody says, you will not shake, you will not shiver, because you know God. Like, you can say it in your heart, I know God. And God is not man that he will judge. God is not man that he's quick to serve punishment or do all of that. That's man, that's us. And we do it because we are flawed, we're sinners. So we are quick to call out sin because that's what's in front of us. That's what's that was our fall from grace. So of course, if you see it, you will call it out. But God is like, I made you, like I formed you before your parents met. I had written your life out for you. Like, I had done everything for you. So there's nothing about you that I don't know. There's nothing about you that I haven't seen. So there's no reason for you to fear me. Some people make you feel like because God is all powerful, God is, all of that, he doesn't rate you that much, or if you talk, he will see you think you're mocking him or something and just strike you dead. That's not God. That's not God. That's not God. Look, you can be sinning and still talk to God and still say, God, I beg, I don't want to help me. Because truthfully, Jesus is the only person who came to this world and was without sin all through his life. So already, that is like the number one role model. Like, and God loved us. Like, I was not even there when Jesus died on the cross. But because he died on the cross, I'm here. Like, I know God. He broke the veil. Like, he drew me closer to God. So that there's nothing holding us back from each other anymore. He paid the ultimate price. Like, Jesus paid the price for humanity. Nobody has been crucified on the cross. Nobody has died like Jesus since then. I'm not talking of persecution or anything, but yeah, you guys get what I'm talking about. And the thing about being lukewarm and shame and all of that is the devil uses our weaknesses, uses our fears to convince us that we're too broken, we're too flawed for God to want us. So it's better if we just, be in the world, because God, they say God is forgiving, but he's not that forgiving. Like, the devil convinces you, like, oh, you really, babes, I know what you was doing last night. You really think God's gonna hear you? You're dressing up to go to church, And it's not just that the devil comes to your face and say, he uses people, he uses situations that constantly remind you of your sin, and then make you feel like you are unlovable, make you feel like you are undeserving, make you feel like if you try to get close to God, he's not really going to, want you around or something, and you run away. And that hurts God. It really does. So, finally, in conclusion, you guys bear with me, because I don't really, apart from like school public speaking, I'm not one to preach unless I'm advising my friends to break up with a man or something, which always ends up about me talking about God. But like, on camera, I've never done this before. So It's my first time. You gotta indulge me. But I hope and I pray that regardless of my mannerisms, my language, and me skipping, losing my train of thought, you have heard me and you have learned something. So, I'm super thirsty. So, I just want to leave you with this. Even if you're not lukewarm, if you have doubts, fears, if you are in a position or a situation where you are convinced or you are in that um, vibe, or if you are in a situation where you feel like you're too damaged for God, please, or you feel like you do not deserve it, just know that He gave you the grace before. Sorry, guys, my grandmother came in. So like I was saying, right, you should not let anyone define God to you. Find Him by yourself. Don't let, even if the world tells you that you are shameful, your sin is too much, blah 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 blah. That's fine. That's the world, but that's not who God is. Okay, so please, I want to encourage you. You don't even have to tell me, you don't have to, suddenly change overnight, but say a prayer to God. Just say, God, I really don't want to be lukewarm. I want to know you. Like, tell me who you are. Show me who you are, like, know God on a personal level. And knowing God on a personal level is not because church is wrong or because somebody, you know, knows the right answer or whatever. Knowing God on a personal level helps you because God reassures you of who you are. He puts confidence in you that even if someone calls you by your flaw, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to make you feel any type of way because you know who God has called you to be. You know who God sees you as. And you know the relationship you have with God. You know that He loves you. That's regardless of what anybody says. So long as it's not what He says, then you have nothing. You have nothing to worry about. There's this saying, they say, if you have God, then you have everything you need. And it's the truth. Whatever you need. See, I wanted my hair to grow long. I told God, God, please, I want long hair. And like magic, I started learning tips on how to grow my hair, how to care for my hair. I wanted something, I asked God, and He showed me. It didn't come like, oh, DHL Express shipping thing. No, it came with preparation because He needed to be sure that in giving me that thing, I'll be able to sustain it, I'll be able to nurture it, and I will not let anyone define what He gives me, who I am, how I decide to show him to others. I will not let anybody take or be part of our relationship because it's like dating. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you're like dating, you protect that relationship because you don't want to hear stories. It's not like you did not know your boyfriend was bad or you did not know she was for the streets, but because you love that person, you shut your ears to all of that and focus on the person in front of you and how to better that relationship. So it's the same thing with God. So that's my little ray of sunshine on this Be Real session. I will be more better prepared next time. I just got back from church, I'm hungry, and activity is starting in a couple of hours. We're still doing cruise fest, so please, be a part, come true. We're having vibes. It's just day 2. We have 5 more days, 4 more days to go. So yes, come support, come participate. Please make sure you like, share, comment on my videos because support my small business. And I hope that if you have learned something today, that this would be the starting point of your own relationship with God, that you would find God or God will find you and you would finally come out of the freezer of being lukewarm and really see God for who He is and be be hot, be on fire. Yeah. So like I said, I'm your sister, I'm your friend. If you need encouragement, if you need advice, if you need to talk, you need to rant, you can just send an email to the mail below. I would respond, and depending on the severity of it, I could call you, we could talk on WhatsApp, but for now it's just email because I am not the most social media person, so I don't really like strangers having my numbers just yet. But I would definitely respond to your email. Like, it doesn't mean I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, and not because of gist, because you know I want to see what I can do to help you. And while maybe I'm helping you, God can do something for me too. So it's a win-win situation. But I just want you to know that you're not alone. And not only are you not alone, there's someone who is probably younger than you, your age. That's me. And I'm going through these things too. I've gone through some things. I've seen people go through some things. And I've come to the conclusion that through everything, God is there. So I just want you to know that whatever it is, I am not the person to judge. I'm not the person to make you feel small or ashamed. Whatever you say to me, whatever you want from me, it will definitely be confidential. I'm just here to help you be better, as I am also being better, carry everybody along. So God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful new week ahead. Take time to say thank you to God. Just appreciate Him, because He comes through for you. So enjoy your Sunday, and until the next video, goodbye.